Taurus, we are back. And I have to clean this part of the counter, sorry. So we see here how this change, this ultimate growth that you're going through has been happening for a while. You know, Uranus being in your sign has been touching on tender points, at certain times, but it's always like you may not realize it, but you are always ready. You know, it's just that liking to be where you are. You know, you don't want to, it's like being on like a month, actually years long of like a road trip or living out of the car for a while, that you just feel like you're always in transit. And you are. And that's why right now, when you get the chance to roam, when you get the chance to really see things, how they are, sorry, my kitty, you want to see everything. You know, you are willing. So if you're going to commit, you're really going to commit. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe it's like the end of the cycle of not doing things that you have always wanted to do, and you're facing some fears, or you're facing some even anxieties, which are sometimes fears. Maybe you're doing, just doing things differently. And like most people then see you differently, and you may be given some attention you may have deserved a while ago, and now you're kind of wondering, like, and it could be someone who is similar to someone that you used to know, or similar, or it could be the same person, or it could be, it doesn't have to be romantic, it could just be a friendship. If you have a Taurus rising, Jupiter is in the 12th house of the subconscious and all other things of that sort. So when you have them in the planet of luck and love and money, of course, some things are going to be kind of weird and off, even in your dreams. So that's why it's important to distinguish right now what's real. And what can feel like a new adventure, but the new adventure is the one you've already been on. And if this thing comes out of left field, it could be for the good, and that stuff does happen. I'm not saying, don't let that happen to you, but if it's for a person, or if it's for a second chance or something, it may not be the right time. Like that. It's more of self-sabotage, adrenaline rush. Like Taurus, everything is coming into fruition, don't fuck it up. Scared to mess it up, or that you have even that much control right now, because this thing or this person, situation, regardless of how they seem, they're not at all what they seem. They may be artsy and cool and charismatic and charming and just such a energetic breath when you see them. But if you see them for a long period of time, then you realize how much of a facade that can be. That this free-spirited person who does what they want is really held down to some insecurities or doubts. That they too have fears, but unlike you have And this could also be about a part of you that could be, you know, like internally, if you're more of an introvert. There's a part of you that's like kind of bringing you back to a place that you now realize that you're past, or that you don't need to repeat this cycle. Something like of that nature. And you can realize how some things that maybe some desires that you are controlled by, meaning like you're actively working on a certain thing for a certain goal, right? You're doing certain things for a particular goal, so therefore, to some extent, you are constrained or controlled by it. But you're choosing, so that's like the free will, right? But there's still this dynamic. It's really important that you not fight the flow too this month, because even if you want things how you want it, who says that the reshaping couldn't be better? Especially if you've tried, say it's like a cleanse and you've tried this cleanse before and it used to work and now it doesn't, and now you need something a little different. You need to tweak it a little bit. Ooh, it's my scrunchie. And if it has to do with you and someone else, maybe a Libra, maybe this could also be like a legal fight or obligation. Right now, although I believe one's luck is determined by their decision to be lucky, for sure. Right now, you don't want to cause anything in the future that could harm you. It's not the best time to take out those rash decisions. So yeah, a lot of like, you really want to run, and that, you know, the bull is getting ready to run, and you know, you see that flag and you're just being waved. And I just want you to think this month, are you just being provoked for the sense of being provoked by immutable water and the stings of the healing that are happening perhaps? And then your subconscious on top of it, if you are a Taurus rising, I feel you. And recognizing that this cardinal sign coming up again, this controlled sense of yourself, this nature, it's just not the time to also act out of character, especially if it's for a legal matter. My kitty loves you. He just wants to play fetch. That if you just want to, if you want attention right now too, just ask for it, or do something that you love and share it. If you feel like you're being reverted back to any ways that would be totally out of character for you now, you know, you're human, of course, but there's a strong sense of like, put more value, time, which is time, energy, or money, into your spiritual nature this month. He's so quiet. Can't even hear him coming, you know? He's so happy. Put more time and energy into that spiritual side of yourself, that very physical, like maybe you go do something with people that you love, or community, or find connection, or have those conversations that you love to have, and maybe you pay for it, maybe you go out, or maybe you're doing something enjoyable together and in the ways that you like. So if you value quality time, like do that, or experiences, do that. Don't let whatever has got you down or has revealed itself to get in the way of these experiences. Because I read something today and I realized like, oh yeah, like it's all for doing subconscious work, and you're already doing it like actively. Like you even have to try right now, especially Taurus risings more so. But so for you guys specifically, realizing that acting upon it is actually the change and the nurturing. You know? And being grounded by the fact that as your homie Libra knows, don't let your actions of now, especially if they're being watched keenly and you're doing so well and you really know and can sense the outcome, don't mess up your odds now by going against yourself. So act as though, even when it's difficult, take a breath, even deeper, take more. Think of the better outcome for yourself, especially in a harder time. Like, I know it can be difficult. I know it can be difficult. But as you know, you would do this for someone else, Taurus, so you need to do it for yourself. But you've been this person that you see and feel an even stronger channel of income, energy, all of the above, progress, even on what you're doing. You even find more inspiration in whatever you're doing for wherever you need it. That is the hair tie. You won't play with anything else but a hair tie. You're getting it. And that's like your karma. It's what you're meant to get. Because then you're watering not only your conscious, but your subconscious. Now you're doing the best thing you need to do for yourself. So if you felt heated up at all, you're going to cool down. Pisces season's like, okay, we did the sting. We did the cleaning out. Now you're going to feel the greatness of what it's like to be in my presence. You know, now that we've got there. The whole time, just playing fetch. It's about him. You know, it's about him. He's an Aquarius. But I think if you know any Aquarius or from last season and Aquarius season, you have felt and realized like, oh, this is how they get there. Yeah, this may disturb other people to hold it in, as Aquariuses do. But watching everything build up is kind of watching a crazy movie, and being able to choose when to act instead of just reacting feels a lot better, even though not all Aquariuses can do that, I understand. But doing this for yourself, watering the both and being in the midst of it all and sitting with it and doing what you do to feed your soul, even if it's hanging out in bed in the morning on your day off. Or getting together with that group of people and that's all you do that day. That's where the beauty in this time was coming from. The watering of it all and understanding that this is all for you. This year things come to you in a way in which you are finally like, oh, this is how things can go. There's a regulation happening. You're regulating, Taurus. There's a regulation. Finally understand how things move around here with this Uranian energy, which Aquarius also knows. There's another Taurus or Aquarius in your life. Just understand that they are simultaneously going through a similar yet different thing that you are. And to know that whatever you had or whatever you've done together or whatever you've experienced is not going to be lost, but it may just be in the past for now. That maybe at this time it's best for space. even though that may not be easy. Because whatever needs to be hashed out or readjusted, it just doesn't seem like the time. The time is not yet. And if that can apply to you in a personal way, I would take it that way as well. Walk away with whatever is not in your best interest right now. Whatever is not for your value independently. Whatever doesn't serve you. All these Venus signs coming up, bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's just really about you and your moment right now. So whatever doesn't add value or shine to that, it's just not even if it approaches you, just you're this. Yeah, I see you, but I'm going through this transformation right now, and I just can't be doing anything because then I feel too tired to do anything for you. I gotta do it for me right now, And it's not to say that you won't ever do anything for anyone anymore. It's not that. This is what in turn then becomes the popular thing to do, which is becoming more popular. This frequency that is so obviously being kind of deciphered between and I've seen this happen, but now it's being talked about more, is when you start to change, you notice that certain people you may not talk to or see for a while, depending on location, circumstances, or ever again, because the energy just doesn't add up. It only adds up if one or the other side is open in a vulnerable way to their learning, growing, or digressing, or relearning, right? So sometimes energy helps you naturally be devoid of what you want to avoid, basically. So I would say, Taurus, to end this segment, is that being so aware of yourself and so disciplined to your self-regulation and what you need to keep that going in a smooth process for yourself right now. It doesn't just have to be smooth. I mean, during this process, it's not just smooth, but it's a time where you can really see things for what they are and not cause any added pressure or concern upon yourself. Your nervous system, again, is becoming more neutralized to this very innate worthiness that you already are, but it's growing. And it's coming through, and just by being yourself and not, getting the attention that you're supposed to is what's going to happen. And the more that you do that, the more that, I know, I'm not trying to say it in a way where but let's just talk about it, where certain people naturally cast themselves into the shadows. Like this guy who naturally is in the shadow. You will always deserve better. Just know that. We'll see you next month, Taurus.